quite annoying is having a mountain equipment waterproof jacket in my van over there. Bloody hell, can you believe it, hey? Oh, wrong one. Blooming heck. Name's Johnny, I'm the boss.
Boss of Dirty Weekender?
Of Dirty Weekender Vans, yeah. Nearly, I think, 10 years ago, started building, and the business has just sort of grown from there. So I've got a garage and now a showroom and a great big van building workshop. Managed to get Rymo dealership, so mainly concentrate on using quality parts is the big thing. Out of about 400 vans odd, everyone different, as you can see from these, from plywood to real tiles, MDF painted with brass handles, you know, leather, down to part builds as well, so we literally do as much or as little as the customer wants. We're in Worcester, so which is about 9 miles from here, so this is our local show. We only really do two now, which is this and Camper Jam. I think this is always a good show, isn't it? Where a lot of people that are thinking about doing something will come here. I suppose there's a slightly different mix of people, so we don't really do stuff like the caravan and camping show at Birmingham. No. I think we do all right there because there is quite a large, you know, van-derived conversion area now. And some of the things that are in there, I've been to the show and think that they shouldn't be in there. But, you know, the annoying thing is that they are, and people think that that's acceptable. Yeah. And I think that's one thing that we hopefully excel in, because there's obviously a lot of our customers here that are showing their own vehicle, and they've, you know, taken the time out to come here with us, and I don't pay them. We do feed them and give them some beer and stuff, and generally just have a nice time. Dave and Sue here have just done 5 weeks in that van that we finished a couple of months ago, round Croatia, round back into Italy and then back, and they've come from the other side of Yorkshire to be here, and I said just think of it as a camping weekend with a lot of nosy neighbours. And that's exactly what it is. Do we sell anything? I ain't got a clue, but you know, after Busfest, normally the phone goes a lot and you get a lot of emails, and just go from there. We don't build anything to sell it. I would much rather build for people so they want to keep it, basically. I've owned this van for a long time, and it's been a complete money pit. I've just spent another £8,000 on the suspension, new wheels and tyres on yesterday, and you know, they are just a money pit, aren't they, really? Before Busfest last year, this was just an empty shell still. Okay. I did the engine, so it was all drivable, but it didn't look like this. We finished it on the Friday of last year's Busfest to bring it here. It's our welfare unit. Okay. The painting on the outside, if you go over to the Ubermoose stand, you'll see Cookie on there, who's obviously the weird fish man, and who I've known for, you know, quite a long time, and he hand painted this in, I think it was 2011, in this field at the BVF show. He spent 2 days just with a little piece of wood with his bits of acrylic paint on, and he literally just painted it. Our old van was completely wrapped, and he did all the artwork for that, and then the wrap company obviously templated it to the van, and even got it to the fact that when you open the slide door, a picture was still complete.
Oh, okay.
So it took some doing, so he did a brilliant job of the artwork.
The grass.
Oh, the grass.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was just over 4 years ago, before Camper Jam. The van was battered, and like I bought it, and let's just say it wasn't as description. So the vehicle stood round in my yard for about 3 months, and I couldn't sell it to anybody. It was just, it had done too much work. So in the end, a couple of weeks before Camper Jam, I went into the workshop in the morning, and they all thought I'd flipped. I said, I know what we're going to do with it. We're going to AstroTurf it. Bought the AstroTurf, tried it on the bonnet first, let it dry, did some jet washing, made sure it wouldn't come off, did the rest of the van. And because it sort of still showed all its body lines, I was like, bloody hell, that looks really good. So Cookie then did the painting of making metal bits look wooden. So he did all of that, bless him, and some artwork on the back doors. And then I turned around to him and went, shit, we've got to do the inside now. So we then pallet wooded it with shed bolts and shed hinges. Again, everything functions. The tap is a galvanised pail, sorry, the sink is. And then the tap is that children's watering can with a pump going into it, so that fills the sink. And then if you flip the bit up in front of the sink, there's actually a hob built into there as well. And it works. We actually went camping in it last week. We've had a new member of staff start, and who loves the whole thing. You know, he's got a real good work ethos as well, but hadn't done much in a van. So we literally went to Ledbury. He was in our white T6 with his missus and dog, and you know, it was just handing it over to him and saying, right, you know, make it work. And so we were then camping in Stealth Dave. That's his name, by the way. So he's been putting the stuff together for months, you know, but sort of physically putting it all together and using it is just a lot easier to then get in your head why you're going to put a light switch here, because you want it by the bed. You don't want to get out of bed to switch the lights off, you know, heater control back here because you might not want to get out of bed. So that's another thing with us really, is that we all sort of use vans, and you want to sort of pass that I suppose bit of knowledge on to make it work, you know. I think there are a few companies that the salesmen, let's say, you know, have never even been in them, you know, so how are they going to answer questions and things? If we built, I don't know, 4 different models, I think the job would be a lot easier, but it's not what I want to do really. No. You want to give them a bit of real timber and a bit of real tiles, and you know, and just make them tactile and exactly what they want to be in, you know. Dave there has spent a lot of money on that van with his VB Air, which is at self-leveling mode at the moment, so the back's a lot higher than the front, because he's just literally pressed auto level, and it's got a gyroscope fitted to it, so it'll level itself up. And you know, and they bought that for a purpose, and as I say, we've been in it for 5 weeks and still smiling. That's a good sign, isn't it, really?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. Did I say a lot?
No.